A good roofing choice is super important when you're remodeling or you're listing your home for sales. But in both cases, the roofing choice that you make is going to have a significant long-term impact on your house. And that's why I'm up on the roof today. I'm Jerry Pinkas, your real estate expert, and I'm here to help you to avoid those pitfalls that are costly. Look, it would help if you didn't slash the value of your home by making the wrong choice, right? So give me a thumbs up if you're good with that. So let's do this in descending order. Number 7, roofing color. So when it comes to roofing, choosing the right color, it's crucial. Now look, you don't need to go wild, but this is one area where you really don't want to get too creative, because the roof is a large and highly visible part of your home, and choosing that wrong color can actually hurt your home sale. So a neutral tone is always a safer option. Why? Because neutral colors, they'll appeal to a wider audience, and neutral tones like grays and browns and muted greens tend to blend more different styles of homes, and they'll fit into the aesthetics of the overall neighborhood. Plus, your homeowners association may even let you use random colors according to your choice. And they have strict rules, sometimes what colors are allowed or not allowed. So going too wild with a color could result in fines or even force you to redo the entire roofing entirely. And you don't want to spend that extra money on the roof only to find out, oh my gosh, I'm in violation of an HOA guideline and I'll have to redo everything. Now, before you make your final decision, it's a good idea to walk around or drive around a neighborhood just to see what other kinds of roofing material and colors they're using in common, and see which one's going to fit with the overall look of that area. And this will give you a better sense of what works and really what doesn't. Number 6 is asphalt shingles. Next, we're going to talk about roofing materials, and one of the most commonly used roofing material in the United States, that's an asphalt shingle. Now, these are often the go-to choice for many homeowners because of their affordability and how easy they are to install and to maintain. But there is a problem, and because they usually last between 15 and 30 years, which is nice, but when you compare it to other roofing materials like metal or slate or even clay tile, which can last up to 50 years or even more. So this might be a big issue if you're planning on selling your house within that time window. And also if you're planning to stay there long term, you might want to consider that replacing a roof is one of the most expensive tasks that you're probably going to face. A major downside to becoming a real issue is the home insurance companies are regarding the age of those asphalt roofs, because more companies are refusing to cover homes with roofs that are either 10 or 15 years old, depending upon where you live. So this means if you're not keeping an eye out for your roof's age, you could run into some major issues with getting and maintaining home insurance coverage. And if you're a buyer that's insuring that house, it can be an issue due to the roof's age, because you might think twice about making an offer, or at least offering full price on that house if it's an older roof. So another thing to consider is the quality of the asphalt shingles that you're actually using, because not all asphalt shingles are created equal. There's 3 basic types. There's the 3-tab shingle, the architectural shingle, and the premium ones. Now, 3-tab shingles are most basic, and of course they're the cheapest. They're also the least durable. And architectural ones are thicker and more durable and better aesthetic appeal, but they also come with a higher price tag. Premium shingles, they're on the other hand the most expensive, and they're the best in terms of durability. But let's say that you're on a tight budget and you want to get those asphalt shingles anyway. Here's a tip. When you're buying this roofing for your house, look for the ones that have a higher wind resistance rating, because the most basic shingles can withstand winds up to 60 miles per hour. But if you live in an area that's prone to storms or hurricanes, you're going to want a shingle that can handle winds up to 110 miles an hour or even more. And there's another thing that you want to look for is the impact resistance, especially if you live in an area that has a hail as a concern. Now, some manufacturers are going to offer shingles with a class 4 impact resistance, which means they can actually withstand more damage from hail and other debris. Number 5, wood shingles or shakes. Now, they're often seen as premium roofing options, but they do look different, right? And that's where wood shingles start to show some real drawbacks. Unlike metal roofing or even asphalt shingles, wood shingles and shakes, they require a lot more upkeep just to stay in good shape. So these types of roofs, they regularly need cleaning and treatment just to prevent the mold and the moss and the algae and all the growth in humid climates. So if moisture seeps into the wood and stays there, you're going to face some rot as well. And this can lead to structural problems and even costly repairs. And this regular maintenance, it just isn't a recommendation, it's a necessity, because ignoring this can cause your roof to deteriorate much faster if you didn't expect that. And then there's the issue of insect damage, termites, and other wood-bearing insects that love natural wood. And if your roof isn't properly treated or maintained, it can turn into a feeding ground for pests. And these pests can burrow into the wood, weakening the structure and reducing its lifespan. So you may need to regularly treat the wood with insect repellents or work with pest control companies, adding another layer of ongoing costs. And if you live in an area that's prone to termites or other wood-loving critters, this could be a major headache. But just remember, some insurance companies may even charge a higher premium for homes with wood roofs because they're increased fire hazard. Another thing to think about is the climate. So wood shingles and shakes, they tend to perform best in areas with dry climates. But if your house is in an area that gets a lot of rain or snow, wood may not be the best choice. And in coastal regions like Florida, the salt air, it can be a factor in breaking down wood even faster than inland areas. And this means if you live in a humid or coastal region, your roof may not be lasting as long, even with regular maintenance, compared to the other options and materials that are better suited for these climates. Number 4, flat roofs. Now, flat roofs may seem like a modern, sleek choice for some homes, and they can come with a significant downside that could directly impact your home's value. Now, one of the most critical issues is the durability. Flat roofs, they tend to collect water, and it leads to a thing called pooling. And this is where the water just sits on the roof instead of actually draining off efficiently. So over time, this water can wear down the roofing material and lead to leaks, mold growth, and even structural damage over the long run. Now imagine a potential buyer walking through your home, and they want to know if the roof is flat. And they already are thinking about these issues, and no one wants to actually purchase a home where they met with some possibility of constant maintenance, right? So when buyers see a flat roofing, they might immediately consider the cost of future repairs and the risk of water damage, which can lower their offer. And in areas with heavy snowfall, flat roofs are particularly troublesome because snow can pile up quickly and cause no slope for it to come off. The extra weight and the stress of the roof structure increases the likelihood of that damage. And this is another factor that potential buyers will especially look for with regional areas. Unless your home is specifically designed to match a modern aesthetic where flat roofs are common, like in New York or Los Angeles, a flat roof may make your home seem out of place, which can negatively affect its curb appeal. And homes that don't fit the local aesthetic generally have a harder time selling at a good price. Number 3, tin or aluminum. Now, while tin and aluminum roofs are marketed for their affordability, they're not always the best choice for a long-term value, like this. Now, in certain regions, it's great, but in other regions, tin roofs are seen as cheaper, dated, and they can even further your curb appeal depending upon what market you're in. So for areas where it's a higher-end roofing material like a slate or a tile is a more common thing, a roofing material like metal is seen as a cost-cutting measure. And buyers might assume that you skimped out on that roof. Well, you might have cut corners elsewhere in that house as well, which could tarnish your overall perception of that property. Now, this can be a major factor when reducing your home's value, especially in markets where appearance is first and impressions are key. Number 2, PCV roofing. Now, although affordable, PCV roofing can be susceptible to cracking as it ages, especially in areas with fluctuating temperatures. When PVC roofing starts to deteriorate, it can lead to leaks and structural damage, and if it's not addressed quickly, it can become a big problem. This adds not only to the maintenance costs, but can also be a red flag for potential buyers if they notice that the roof is in poor condition. In addition, replacing PVC roofing isn't always as straightforward or affordable as it actually seems, because depending on how long that roof has been installed, replacing sections or the entire roof may be necessary, which can actually add up. And if there's underlying damage due to leaks and cracks, these costs can only go up. For a potential buyer, this can be a deal breaker, as they are likely to see the roof as an immediate expense and may not make an offer to purchase that home. Number 1, fiberglass shingles. Now, the next roofing option that's on this list is fiberglass shingles. Now, firstly, when it comes to curb appeal, fiberglass shingles, they don't offer the same high-end look as some other roofing materials do. Now, while they may come in a variety of colors and styles, their overall appearance, it tends to look flat or less refined, which can detract from the visual appeal of your home. In a competitive real estate market, a roof that lacks aesthetic value can actually lower the perceived value of that property, making it harder to sell in a desirable price point. Now, buyers also associate high-quality roofing with long-term durability and less future hassle. So fiberglass shingles, when they're in place, they may assume the exact opposite. And one major concern is their tendency to degrade faster than other alternative roofing. While fiberglass shingles can last about 20 or 30 years in a moderate climate, areas with extreme weather conditions can actually reduce that lifespan really significantly. For example, in parts of the country that experience heavy snow or strong winds, fiberglass shingles may not withstand the weather, as well as other options like metal roofs or tile roofs. This need for constant upkeep or repair can become a financial burden for some homeowners, and this could make the property less attractive on the market. One thing many homeowners overall is that slate, tile, and terracotta roofing is expensive. This is what they say. But they'll tell you that these roofs will also last up to 75 years. But in areas like Florida, we've seen these materials suffer significant damage due to storms and extreme weather conditions. So when selecting a roof, it's essential to consider the climate and the true lifespan of that material under those conditions and the maintenance that it will actually require. These are factors that will make a huge difference in both your roof's durability and your home's long-term value. If you found this video helpful, make sure you share this video with your friends or someone else that you know who could use this. I'm Jerry with Jerry Pinkas Real Estate Experts. My real estate team is here to help you find your hidden gem and to avoid those pitfalls that are costly. And if you're thinking of buying or selling a house here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, or anywhere in the United States, I can hook you up with your local real estate expert. Give us a call at 843-839-9870. Our team has helped thousands and thousands of people successfully move over the last 20 years, and we've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. I just really want to make sure that you're getting your best options. Until next time, stay happy, stay educated, and I'll talk to you soon.